Have you ever had that moment where you think, I can't do this. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm ever going to make it. And I think we've all probably had a version of that. I've had it, not just once, but many times. And one time in particular really sticks in my mind. And I found a business mentor that would teach me how to launch my business. His name was Ed. He was a super nice guy, and Ed had a very successful business. He made great money. And he told me that the way to get business was cold calling. So he said I had to cold call, I had to pick up the phone, I had to do it. I told him I was nervous, and he said, come to my office, do it from my office, do it with me. So I went to his office, we had a list of numbers, and for an entire morning, I made over 100 phone calls. I called every phone number, I left messages, I hardly got through to anyone. I talked to one person and had a good call, and that one person at the end of those 100 calls said, send me some information. And he was interested, I could feel it, and he said, send me some information. And I thought I'd done well, because I'd done 100 calls, one person said they were interested, and I went to see Ed afterwards and said, this is what's happened. And he just leaned in and went, you blew it. That was your one opportunity, and you didn't close. And he was kind, because he was like, let me teach you how to close, let me teach you how to get the business. And I just couldn't take it. I really struggled with it, and I ended up walking out of his office. I sat on the wall outside, and I remember crying because I didn't think I could ever do it. I didn't think I could ever build a business. I didn't think I could ever make the money I needed to. And I remember calling you, going, I don't think I can do this. And I was destroyed.
Hopefully I was nice. I can't remember the fact.
You were nice. You told me it would be okay.
It's interesting to remember those times, because now you are super confident on the phone and you'll chat to anyone. So it's interesting to remember those times when you weren't, and you really were struggling, and you were lost, weren't you?
But here's what changed. I bought a book called Cold Calling for Chickens. And I read the book, and then I started to read other sales books, and it slowly started to change my beliefs, which slowly started to change my identity. And I started to reframe sales as trying to manipulate someone into buying something from me, to being something that if I sell, I get to help other people. I get to deliver value. Every sale brings me closer to my goal and helps me. And through that, I learned a huge amount about sales and my life and how it worked. And that is what I want to share with you tonight. I want to share all about that, because looking back, I can see why I was in so much pain. My vision was to build this business that helps people. My values were about contributing and making a difference. But my identity said, I'm not a salesperson. I hate cold calling. And I really struggled with those. And my beliefs were the only way to succeed was cold calling. That's not true, by the way. But I had this conflict between all of these levels that tore me to pieces. And that's what we want to mend for you tonight, and help you to find alignment in your business so that the actions you need to take flow effortlessly, and you can go forward to do what you need to actually do with your life. So today is not just about money mindset, it's about your overall mindset for your business. And we're going to be looking at the 7 levels that shape your results: vision, identity, values, beliefs, skills, behaviors, and environment. And if I said that quick, don't worry, because we're going to put it all on a slide, and we're going to help you find alignment. And that's unlocking you to build the vision that you really want to build. But before we do that, we have a couple of things to share with you, and we're going to get straight into this.
So the first thing is, it's never the thing, it's the way you think about the thing. We want to know if you're open to challenge. We're going to get you to write down what gets your goat, and we're going to teach you the phrase, or remind you of the phrase if you've done Rebel Finance School, of
Fascinating.
So let's get into it. Anyone else here have, shall we say, complicated relationship with the to-do list? Simon's put his hand up. A very, very estranged relationship, shall we say. I hate the to-do list because I stress about it. It's like I put stuff on the list and it's like rainbows and unicorns are somehow waiting for me at the end of the list. I've tried that. I got crossed all the things off my list. I got there and I still wasn't happy. I was like, oh, bored now. What am I going to do? Let me put some stuff back on the list. Oh,
Which then created more stress.
now I'm stressed again. And the cycle continues. And I chat to Alan about this, and Alan loves the to-do list. And I thought, hang on, if I hate the list and Alan loves the list, perhaps it's not the list's fault. Perhaps it's the way I'm thinking about the list.
And we actually went and did an exercise and analysed what we actually thought about the list and the differences for the list.
So I'd say, look at how much I have to do. I have to do these things that I optionally put on this list of joy and happiness and fun things that I could do.
And I say, look at all this cool stuff we get to do.
And I go, when am I ever going to get all of this done? All of it. It has to be completed before I can be a worthwhile human being.
And I say, wow, let's start.
Rainbows and unicorns are waiting for me once I've crossed everything off this list. That's where the happiness is waiting.
And I think the list is the rainbows and unicorns.
And I think, well, I'm letting people down if I haven't done everything on this list. It's very stress producing, this stuff, isn't it?
And I say this stuff creates our extraordinary life. This is the stuff that builds the life we want to have.
And I say, I'm not good enough until I've completed my homework. There's a throwback to school days, isn't there?
Yeah, I wonder who trained you in that one. And I say, how much fun can we have making this stuff happen? And we have a completely different way of looking at it.
What we came to realise is obviously it's the same list, and actually we share a to-do list because a lot of our projects we have in common, and we have the same life, more or less. We have the same things going on and the same situation, and there's a buffet of choices, and Alan's like, ooh, let's tuck in, and I'm like, oh, got to get through the buffet and eat all this stuff. It's the same money. Money is the same regardless of how you're feeling about it. So perhaps it's not money's fault. Perhaps it's not your business's fault that you're stressed out by it. Perhaps it's not your business's fault that you're not enjoying certain parts of it. Perhaps it's the way you're thinking about it.
And I would go so far as saying it is never the thing. It's the way you think about the thing that is causing you pain and problems. So what we need to do is change the way we think about our business, about the to-do list, about our customers. And if we can do that, then we will change our results going forwards. It is never the thing. It's the way we're thinking about the thing that is the problem.
And as we go through today, we're going to go through these different places where you might be misaligned, where you might be blocked, and you might feel challenged as we go through this. The challenge, though, is coming from a place of love.
It is. And what we actually want to say is, if you ever feel challenged, the question to ask is, am I happy with my results? If you're happy with your results, then hold on to your old way of thinking. If you're not happy with your results, then be open to changing the way you're thinking. And challenge is not an attack. It's a sign of love. We wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be helping you. Simon is not paying me money to be here. The only reason I am here is to help you achieve your goals. And that is all I want.
So are you open to being challenged with love today? Please put a Y in the chat for yes, or a no if you are not up for it. But tell us. Yeah, we're getting some yeses. Some yes, please.
Awesome. And it will be with love, but we need to have permission to be direct about these things, because I have definitely been through all of the pain you're going to go through with your business. And it's only from that position we can share what we have learnt.
And as we go through today, some things will come up for you. We're going to say something that's going to feel like a challenge, that's going to feel like, I disagree with that. So what I want you to do is when that happens, I want you to go,
fascinating, and lean into it.
And perhaps jot that down. Jot down whatever it was that we said, whatever it was that came into your mind that made you feel uncomfortable in some way.
Exactly. It's always interesting. You get a few people in the chat say, like, no, I'm happy with my approach. I don't want to be challenged. Well, it's interesting. If you're happy with your approach and you don't want to be challenged, then I would ask the question, why are you here? Like, why have you shown up to this course? Because you wouldn't be here to learn or to do something if everything was exactly as you want it. So you've got to be open to things. And the biggest expression to have is, if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. And we wrote a whole article based on that, because so many people come on Rebel Finance School and argue for their way of thinking about money, and they don't have any. And I know they don't have any, and I know they're struggling with money, and then they will tell me how it is. And like, maybe like I could help you see a different way. I've fixed money. I've done that, and I can help you see a different way. So the more you fight for the way things are, the more you will stay where you are. So let's relax, let's breathe, let's think about this and go through. And if something comes up that gets you, then write it down. Write down, like, at this point I felt this, and at this point I felt this, and then we can actually deal with it. So those are the 4 things we wanted to start with today and to get going. If you're on Zoom, please use the Q&A feature. If you've got questions, put that in there. And like, let's engage with your questions. We have a whole team of amazing rebels here to help you with everything you need. So if you need to, put the questions in there. If you're on YouTube, hello Philip, Greg, Fox, Frida, Catherine, everyone on YouTube, put your questions in the chat and Simon and the gang will support you as we go.
If you're watching on catch up, please do put your questions in the comments and we will respond to those as well.
Exactly. Now, as we go through this, the thing to hold in mind is, if you ever feel pain or discomfort or conflict, that means something is misaligned. There's this fancy word called incongruence, and incongruence just means that things aren't aligned and they're not matching up and you can't make progress. Now, the real difficulty with all of this stuff is it's impossible virtually to see your own blind spots. By definition, a blind spot is something you can't see, and you need someone else to point out the blind spot. Otherwise, you can't see it. And so many times I've had it, I think I'm doing the right thing, and then someone smart comes along and goes, Alan, why are you doing that? And they completely change the way I look at things. But I couldn't see it myself. You have to have someone else help you to do it. And you
Is
can
the
either...
smart person Simon, that's why he's on the slide?
Probably. But we will never tell him that. You can use a friend, you can use a coach, or something that we've started doing, which is fascinating, is using an AI coach. And we've really enjoyed that because AI doesn't judge you, it just tries to help you. And it is a tool. So I actually went off and built you an AI coaching tool built on the structure of this workshop and the entire Rebel methodology. And I've spent all week doing this. It's in 3 parts, 3 documents. The first one is called the Rebel Reality Check, which you'll be able to write in the business idea, what you sell, your values, your identity, and all of the different things that work on your business. So I'm going to put a QR code up in a sec so you can get this and download it. And whilst we go through the workshop, you'll be able to fill it in with all the sections we talked to you about. So that's the Rebel Reality Check. That is what you put your stuff into. Then there's a second document, which is called the Context Pack. And that is where I have written out all of the coaching tools that Simon, I, and Katie use to help people, all of our ideas. And that is the document you upload to AI to train it to support you. And then there is a prompt to go with it. And you go to your favorite AI tool, don't care which one. Simon used ChatGPT, we used Copilot, Halima used Claude. Use whichever one you want. You upload the 2 documents and the master prompt, and then it will coach you through making progress on your business And the insights that people have got from this have been absolutely fantastic. So we want you to have a go in it. If you want to download the Rebel Reality check document, and all of the documents actually, you can use the QR code on the screen if you have a phone, or Fabi and the gang have put it in the chat as well. So you'll be able to get those documents to fill out as we go through this workshop. So you'll be able to have those and work on it. Is this all making sense? Are you okay out there? Claire, are you okay? Julia, I can see you on my screen. Are you alive? Are you okay? Yep, she's waving back. Good. Claire's waving back. Sarah, are you okay? She smiled at least. She's like, why are you talking to me live on YouTube? Leave me alone. I thought no one could see me. It's nice to see your faces because then I know if it's actually working or not and you're with me. So thank you for commenting. So that's the plan. Right, let's get into the model. The model itself.
So we've got these alignment levels, and this is where you're going to look at the different bits to see what might be holding you back from getting where you want to be with your business. And actually, you are allowed to use this on other areas of your life as well. So first of all, it's the goal or the vision. What is it that you want your business to be like? What is your identity when it comes to your business and how you show up in your business?
Then you've got your values. What are important to you? And these direct your behaviours.
Then you got the beliefs. What do you believe about the world of business, about how people interact with you?
Then we've got skills. What skills do you have?
Then there's the behaviours, what you're doing day to day.
And finally, environment. Where you work, who you're surrounded with, and all of those different elements. So the question we're going to ask is, where are you aligned? Where are you misaligned? Because if we can find alignment, that's where the magic happens, and that's where you free flow into your business and make progress.
And the first step with all of this stuff is to do it for yourself. So to have internal alignment, have all of those lined up for you and your business. And then you're going to need to explore external alignment with the people around you, with the people that you're working with whoever's involved in your life in that area.
Carol says, this form will take a lot of filling in as I have no idea about a lot of them. Don't worry, Carol, we're going to coach you through every section tonight. And by the end of the night, you'll have at least a start on all of them. And it does take time, but the value of working on your alignment cannot be underestimated. And to give you an idea of that, we've got an example for you to have a look at. And the question for you to answer here is this person aligned? And this is based off a real person that I coached for the podcast, the Rebel Entrepreneur podcast. And their goal was a thriving business that helps people and creates a fabulous profit so they can invest to get to financial independence. That was their goal.
Their identity was, I am the furthest thing possible from a business person. I'm not a salesperson, and I'm not good with tech or websites. How so far is this person aligned? Is that the way that they view themselves going to get them to where they want to be with their business?
Right, they're already setting themselves up for conflict, and that was actually one of the biggest conflicts. And then their values were happiness, freedom, family, fun, health, and love. There was nothing about building a business on anything they valued whatsoever. They believed it takes money to make money. They believed I don't have what it takes to do this because I'm not a salesperson. And they believed business is a dog-eat-dog world and I can't step on other people to get ahead. I won't do it. I can't do it, but I have to.
I think they've been watching too much The Apprentice.
Yeah, they definitely had.
Their skills was, well, I don't have any. See, identity. I don't have anything that it takes to be able to do this.
And then at the behaviour level, they were forcing themselves to do what they needed to do. They were forcing themselves to sell. They were forcing themselves to market. And it was just painful all day long, every day.
And then the environment is cluttered with lots of distractions, kids interrupting all the time, and a partner that doesn't believe in what they're trying to do. Do you think this person is going to find it easy to get to their vision, or is it possible even for them to get to their vision?
Yeah, we'd love to know what you think of that. And it's actually interesting, like, are you aligned with your vision? Do you know where you're aligned or misaligned? Because we have this person and the chat's coming in going like, that would be so hard to do. But that's quite often where we all start. That was me when I started. I wanted to build a big business, but I hated sales. And I had this experience with my dad that made me cry about sales, and I linked pain to sales. And then trying to build a business, I was just forever in pain by doing that. It was not a nice time.
So we're going to get you to have your vision for your business, because that's the very first thing of all of this. In order to see if you're aligned, we need to have a vision. You need to have a vision for your business and what you're moving towards. So we're going to guide you through that process to get your vision. And what have we got coming in here? We need to reprogram our brain, says Anna. Mary says, I'm completely misaligned. And Melanie was saying, it's really showing me where I'm off kilter, which is very interesting. Just even that first initial thing to see that example of, well, that's their vision and all these different things that are not lined up with it.
So what we want to do now is a little visualization to help you get in touch with where your business is going and what you're doing. That's the plan. So just for a moment, relax with us, and we're going to guide you through a little visualization to help you see the future of your business.
So begin by getting comfortable. Take anything off your lap, put your feet on the floor, let your hands rest gently on your lap. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. So take a deep breath in and out. You could do a little sigh of pleasure if you want to. And again, breathing in and out. Let your shoulders drop, let your mind settle.
And now imagine it's a few years from now. You've done the work, you've made some shifts, and your business feels different, better, thriving. What does that business look like for you?
When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel about your business? Is there a sense of calm? Do you feel confident? Maybe even a little bit excited? And what's the first thing that crosses your mind about your business, and how does it make you feel?
Picture a business day. Are you walking into a space you love? Maybe it's a home office, maybe it's a buzzing studio, maybe it's a cafe where you run things from your laptop. What's happening in your inbox? Are there new orders flooding in? Messages from happy clients? Partnerships you've dreamed of?
What choices are you making now that you couldn't before? Are you saying yes to projects that light you up and no to things that drain you? Are you in that position to be able to say no to things? Are you working fewer hours but having way more impact? What does success look and feel like for you?
And what's changed in your life because your business works? Are you paying yourself confidently every month? Have you built a team that shares your vision? Are you celebrating a milestone, your first six-figure year, your first international client, your first product launch? Who's with you? What's the vibe? What song is playing in the background?
And how does it feel to give generously, whether that means your time, your energy, or money, to causes that you care about? What kind of legacy are you able to build through your business because you've been so successful? And who benefits because you showed up and you made this happen?
So dream big, because this is your vision. Maybe it's sipping coffee in your favourite cafe while your systems run smoothly. Maybe it's taking a month off because your business works without you. Maybe it's launching something that changes lives. Who are you in this version of your life? Confident, creative, free.
Take a moment to really feel it. The security, the freedom, the joy. Feel it in your body. Because this isn't just a dream, this is your direction, this is your vision, and every step you take from today can bring you closer to that vision.
So when you're ready, bring your awareness back to now. Wiggle your fingers, stretch a little, and when it feels right, open your eyes. Welcome back. You just met your future business and your future self.
So spend a few minutes now writing down what came to you. What did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear? What happened? If you want, share it in the chat, share it in the comments on YouTube if you're watching on Catch Up. And you can also capture this in the Rebel Reality Check document that's part of this AI tool that we are giving to you.
Because this whole game is to have a beautiful vision that drags you towards it, that you feel excited about, and then to have alignment below that. So your identity, your beliefs, and your values all make it easy for you to go out and create that vision. That's the plan.
So capture what it is that you saw, what you felt, and we got a few things coming in the chat. Ian says he's wiping away the tears with £50 notes.
I love it. Roseanne says, a content and accomplishment. I love my new business. Sita says, free, content, and happy. Annette says,
I saw myself on the west coast of Scotland. That's very cool. Dawn, very pleased to help family. What else have we got?
Yeah, there's some fantastic ones coming in. So this is the key bit, because if you can't see the future you want to get to, you can't hit it. You can't hit a target you can't see. So step one is to have a vision of where you're going, to find alignment, and then to take massive action towards that, which is incredible. Let's keep going,
Let's keep going. So that's the vision. And remember, we've got all these different levels that go along with whether you're aligned, working towards how you want your business to be. So we've got the goal or the vision, and then we've got all these other things in as well. And these are all the things that need to line up. So as we go through this, I want to know if something like this sounds familiar. You're very excited about getting super healthy, and you've got like this exciting new vision, perhaps in your area of health, perhaps it's like 1st of Jan, and you're like, this is the year, this is the month, this is the day, and this is the time I'm going to get on top of my health, be the leanest, meanest machine that I've ever been in my life. I'm going to eat nothing but green smoothies. There's going to be nothing that goes into my body other than green things. I'm going to walk 20,000 steps a day. I'm going to go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week and spend 5 hours there a day. Like, this is going to be amazing. Through the sheer amount of willpower required, how long does that last? How long would you see that lasting generally, Alan?
Yeah, because I have never done that where I get super excited.
We've got 14 days, 2 days, 30 minutes, says Roseanne. An hour, says Mel. Yeah, this is not a very optimistic outlook here, is it? So,
I made like 2 to 3 days when this happened.
So maybe you last 2.5 days, and you go, oh my goodness, this is too hard. You binge a packet of chocolate biscuits. It reinforces your belief that it's too hard to get healthy and it's too much effort and it's not for you. And you go back and go, well, let's just do it all again next January, shall we? Is this someone you know? Perhaps you know them very well. Someone you know, someone that you've living with. What level are they trying to create change at of those alignment levels?
So here's the alignment levels.
Which level are they trying to make change at?
Which level do you think they're trying to make change at? This is the interactive part of the workshop. Please type an answer in the chat.
Are they trying to change? Yeah, it's coming in now. The behaviour. They're trying to change their behaviour. They're like, well, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. All behaviours. And if you've ever tried, like I have many times, and I keep doing it, if you've ever tried to change your behaviour in an area of your life and not dealt with all these identity, values and beliefs, it lasts a little while, but that willpower runs out and it doesn't work. So today you're going to learn why that happens and how you can have true alignment, and then getting to your vision becomes easy and effortless.
Because willpower runs out.
It certainly does.
So let's go to the very first part, which is identity. And identity is the things you say about yourself. It's the sentences that start with I am. So I would say I'm a geek, I'm a husband to Katie, I'm strong, I'm a Marvel fan, I create my own life, I'm good with money, I can do anything. Like, I have these like beliefs about myself, and that is what your identity is.
So it's anything where you say I am and then fill in the blank. Now, when I was growing up, my mum would make quilts, do embroidery, do that like cross stitch thing. She creates beautiful meals. She does, now that she's got grandkids, she plays games with them and she comes up with these games. Would you say that my mum is creative? Have I just described a creative person?
Claire's nodding, Julia's nodding,
getting a
Sarah's
bunch of yeses. My mum did not believe she was creative. She would say, "Oh, I'm not creative. I'm just like copying the recipe or following the recipe or copying the pattern to be able to do this." I'm like, "Mum, you're like creating stuff." And I can see that now. But when I was a kid growing up and I had similar interests to my mum, having been influenced by her, I was like, well, I'm not creative either then. If she's not creative and she does this stuff, well, then I'm not either. Despite lots of evidence to the contrary. So, when I was 11, I won a creative writing competition at school and got a little trophy. There's a word creative in there, and I still didn't think I was creative because I had such strong influence otherwise saying, well, you're not creative. And I also played the piano. That is like quite a creative thing to do. You're creating music. And it wasn't until years later that I started to play my own songs that I started to think, oh, I am creative. And my identity shifted from saying I'm not creative at all to I'm a very creative person. I play music, I make PowerPoint slides, I make spreadsheets and graphs to share with the world. And my identity has shifted. But it's fascinating how much you can ignore all the evidence that says otherwise when you are so fixated on an idea and so strongly held that belief about myself that I am not creative. So I'm curious to know where you're doing that in your life. And perhaps you can't see it, it's probably a blind spot, but that's what we're going to go through today, to flush those things out, to spot those things that are holding you back.
Because whilst we're working on this, and I did the podcast and we were coaching people, so many times we come across people whose dreams, their vision conflicts with their identity. And they tell us they dream of opening a business, but I'm not a business person. And you're setting yourself up for pain. They tell us they want to be healthy, but I am a cake person. Literally, people say this stuff to us.
And it's at that identity level, isn't it? That's who I am. I am a cake person.
They tell to us, I want to be wealthy, but I'm bad with money. Like, they're setting themselves up for a real tough time. And you actually get to the stage where you go like, well, if you keep repeating, I'm bad with money. If you keep repeating, I'm not a business person, well, you might as well give up then. Because you'll never be able to do it. And the reason it becomes painful is because people believe identity is fixed. It's like, I was born that way, that's who I am, and it's fixed. And that leads them to be stuck in purgatory because they have a vision or somewhere where they want to go, but they believe they can't change their identity. We have a slightly different view of it. We believe you can choose your identity. You can choose who you are, you can choose who you want to be, and actually the biggest creation you will ever make is yourself.
You might be thinking, well, that sounds great. Yeah, okay, I could get on board with the idea that I can choose my identity, that I can change it. But how? How do I do that? And for me, this is where I use my favourite 3-letter word. For those of you who've done finance school, you probably know what is my favourite 3-letter word. Put it in the chat.
I just want to say 4-letter words at this point.
No, it's not 4 letters, it's 3 letters. Nobody knows.
No one's guessed. Not a single person has guessed in the chat.
The answer is yet. I am not good at this yet. I can't do it yet. And just like, I now use this as a question. People will say like, I'm not good at this. And I'll go, yet?
Yet.
And it just opens the world up to this possibility. It just changes the way you feel about it, doesn't it? It was like, oh, yet. That means this isn't done. That means there's more to the story. That means that it's going to play out differently.
Maybe I can learn. Maybe I can do this. YouTube answers YouTubers got it, Katie. Heart of England got it. Frida got it. Soul Superstore got it.
I think it's because my Zoom quit out, but we're all back now, so that's good.
I'm not great at business yet, but you can learn to be. I don't know how to create a spreadsheet yet, but I can learn to be. And do you think I was born good at sales? Do you think I popped out of the womb shouting buy, sell, make a deal? Do you think that's what it was? I was terrible at sales. I was so shy I couldn't talk to a stranger. But I could learn. And this is what we want to say, is you create your identity. You can build who you are. No one's born Batman. They learn to be Batman. And you don't have to be Batman. You can be whoever you want to be.
So as we're thinking about this in relation to these levels and the vision that you're working towards, well, who do you need to become to achieve that goal? Who is the person that achieves that? I am what? I am a dynamic salesperson. I am passionate about helping people in my community. What is it? Who are you? Who do you need to be, to become, to work towards to get that vision that you saw when we did that exercise just now?
And Katie and I are at the moment working on a project to build our YouTube channel. So we started asking the question, who do we have to become to build an awesome YouTube channel? And we have to become someone who tests titles. We have to become someone who creates content that gets people excited. There's so many things that I can become to be able to do it.
I think I am a YouTuber is probably a good
It's
start.
probably a good one.
It's all those things that you add, that you attach to who you are as a person.
And that's the key bit. I got distracted by a comment for a
what
second
did they
there.
say?
No, we'll move on from that one. But you can choose your identity, and then the question becomes, does your identity line up with your vision? Because if it doesn't, you're setting yourself up for a painful future. But if it does, it makes it so much easier to get to the vision that you want to get to.
And is there a bit in the Rebel Reality Check where they fill in the I am bits,
Exactly.
the identity?
And when you're filling out the Rebel Reality doc, we would love you to fill it out with what actually is your identity now. Not the dream version, but like what actually is your identity now. And you can write, I am this, I am that, and capture what your real identity is. Because until we get a picture of where you really are, then we can't work out where the difference is between that and the vision is, and how we can find alignment. So please be 100% honest, because no one's going to see this except you and a coach if you want to use them, or AI, and AI doesn't care, they just want to help. So be as honest as you can as you fill this in. Isabella's asked for the link again in the chat, so we'll put that again in the chat so you can have it and you can fill it in as you go. We're going to move on to the next little section, which is values. Values are fascinating. What is a value, Katie?
It's what's important to you. It's like your compass that guides you through life and tells you which direction to go based on what is important to you.
So we're going to do a quick values exercise. I would like you, please, to tell me what's important to you. Right, what are the top 2 or 3 things that are the most important things in your life? Write them in the document, write them in the chat. Tell us what is important to you. That's the key. We've got my faith, we've got time, family, faith, fun, health, community, being honest with myself. Love that one. Integrity, peace, nature. There's a few people who've done Rebel Finance School. I can tell by what they've written in their values, which makes me very happy. Tony says number 1 pizza, number 2 pizza, number 3 sleep.
I think you and Tony would get along.
I think you would, but I have to fight my natural values because they don't lead to happiness. They lead to being overweight and not doing anything. So I've had to change my values drastically. Pizza is definitely not on my list of values anymore.
You can change your values?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Anita wrote freedom, community, energy and balance.
Ooh, nice.
Frida, family and health. Philip, family and health. But this is the interesting bit. You will act in accordance with your values. So if you've written family's the most important thing, when it comes down to a crunch time and you have a choice between staying a little bit late and working on your business, as opposed to going home and spending time with your family, you will choose family because that's your highest value. And right or wrong, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about acting in accordance with your own values. And we can all judge whether it's good or bad. And I don't want to do that. You will just get certain results with certain values. So the question based on this, did any of you have money on your list of values? Claire's shaking her head, no. Julia leaned in to type something. It makes me very happy that you're giving me immediate feedback. It's great. Some people are saying no, not yet. Some people are saying, oh, it did show up. I went on this workshop many years ago and I did this exercise. They gave us half an hour to write our values. I was so proud of my list. It was like integrity and freedom and big words. And then the guy looked at me and he said, well, I felt like he was looking at me. There was an audience of like 100 people, but it felt like he was just talking to me and looking directly into my soul. And he said, if money is not on your list, that's why you don't have any yet, because it's not important to you.
Did you have a fascinating moment then?
I had a bit of a leave me alone moment. But money was not important to me, and I was not working to create sales. I was not working to do it. And it doesn't even have to be the word money. It could be the word finances or good finances for my family. But you will work on what is important to you. And if the things that are in your vision aren't on your list of values, well, you're not going to invest any time doing to it. And that is the key bit we wanted to get from this, is your values are your guiding light of where you're heading. And we've had Anita said, fascinating in the chat. Something we have said has got Anita leaning in, going I'm not sure about this, but I'm considering it. So often we meet people as we do this exercise that tell us all sorts of things about their contradicting values. And no one who comes on Rebel Finance School has money on their list, and it's not that important to them. And then we have people who come and say, I want to be healthy, but convenient food is so convenient.
So they are valuing convenience over their goal, or what they say their goal is. And you have people that say, I want to have a successful business, but I don't have time to work on it. And then you ask them, well, how are you spending your time? And they're spending their time watching TV, zoning out, watching Netflix.
My favourite one with that one is getting them to pull out their phone and showing me their screen time. And if you type in screen time into your settings, it will show you how many hours a day you spend on your phone. And it will show you the exact apps you spend that time on. And then I look at them and go, so you really don't have time to work on your business, do you? But here's the bit, your daily actions show us your real values.
Because actually there are different versions of their values. There's the ones that you told us that you put in the chat, and that's what you say your values are. But is that actually how you're showing up and what you're doing? So there is a version of what your values actually are. And Alan had that example of the person that said that they had family at the top of their list. Does that person, when it comes down to it, and it's down to whether do I stay late at work working on my business, or do I go and spend time with my family, they might actually say that family is important, but in the moment they choose something else. So this is a moment of real honesty with yourself, of actually, am I showing up? Are my values what I say they are and what I present to the world, versus how am I actually spending my time, my attention, my money, my energy? And that's where the real crux of it is.
And then we've got the third version, which is, what do your values actually need to be to create your vision of the future? And to give you an example, I don't know if any of you have worked for big organisations before, but they have these lovely framed sets of values on the wall of the corporate office. And they say integrity, and then they do the exact opposite in the meeting. And you're like, what are you doing? So this is not about having a beautiful framed set of values on the wall that you never live by. This is, what is your actual things you want to live by, and how do you actually want to show up every single day of your life? What gives you pleasure? What will build the life you want to lead? And if you can line those up, suddenly building the business and creating the vision becomes easy.
So the way to flush out what your values actually are is to fill in the blank of I have been mostly, in terms of what you've been doing with your time. Are you mostly sitting watching TV? Are you mostly out there hustling on your business? How are you spending that time? You know, if you look back to the last day, week, month, where are you actually investing your energy? Is it what you say is important to you? If health was on your list of values and family was on your list of values, have you been spending time on those things with your family, on your health? Is that how you're actually showing up? And until you are completely honest with yourself and understand that there may be a difference between what you say they are and what they actually are, we can't move forward to change them as to what they need to be to get you to where you want to be.
So a question is, does how you spend your time align with what you said your values are? And the way to uncover this in the moment, we have a question for you. This question has completely changed our world.
Yes.
Because in a moment where we're struggling, I look at Katie and say, what are you optimizing for?
You may stop sharing. You may experience this when maybe you're going out to eat and you're sitting there and you're looking at the menu and you're like, ooh, the steak looks nice. Oh, but I shouldn't do that, it's too expensive. Ooh, burger. Oh no, I really should have the salad. Oh, what are you having? What's everyone else having? Like, I need to get certainty from everywhere else. Like, have you been here before, and what did you eat and what's good? And you can see through that lens, what is that person optimizing for? I should have the steaks, like what they actually want. Like, oh no, but maybe I should be optimizing for money instead and go for something cheaper. Or should I be optimizing for health? Or should I be optimizing for making sure I look good in front of everyone else? And then you're agonizing. People spending 20 minutes, half an hour deciding what they want to eat from the menu. Whereas if you went ahead of time, chose what you were going to optimize for and said, I'm going to optimize for value for money today. So I'm going to go for something that's on the lower end of the price range. You've gone in and that frees you so much to be able to just go, okay, scan down. Yeah, that looks good. And then actually spend time with the people that you went out to eat with rather than spending time looking at the menu.
And quite often when we go to a restaurant, Katie looks at me and goes, Alan, you're thinking of ordering a burger. What are you optimizing for? And then I remember my list of values that has health at the number one. And I have a moment of self-doubt of what am I really optimizing for, taste buds or health? And quite often it changes my decision, how I live up to what I'm actually saying to the world I should be doing. But this is quite often how we get ourselves stuck in purgatory, because we say our values are one thing, but we really want to do the other thing. And that's where you get stuck. And that's the real problem. And where you spend your time and money shows us your true values. If we were to look at your credit card statements, we could see where you're spending your resources, and that would tell us a lot about your values. If we looked at how you were spending your time and you gave us a list of moment by moment what you were doing, we could know what you truly value. So the question to think about is, do your values line up with your vision? And in the Rebel Reality Check document, we'd love you to write down your values in there, because at the end, we're going to get you to upload it to AI, and AI will say, is this really optimized? Is this really alignment? And all of those different elements. This is all building towards helping you find out what's stopping you, what you're actually doing in life. David in the chat says, my credit card has Lego on it. That means David values Lego. David, I feel exactly the same way about Lego, but I also value investing and saving, and which one's highest. Last thought on this subject. Do you know the difference between type 1 fun and type 2 fun? Do you know the difference between those two? Got a few shaking heads. Type 1 fun is fun in the moment, like eating an ice cream, a chocolate biscuit, going on a roller coaster, building a Lego set.
Your examples are often food-based, aren't they?
They are. But type 1 stuff is like when you're actually doing it in the moment. Type 2 fun is the type of fun, it's fun having done it. So people say, I've run a marathon. They did not have fun running the marathon, but they love telling people they've run it. I had a friend who loved being an author, but hated writing. So they don't enjoy the act of writing, but they love telling people they are an author, they have written. And type 2 fun is where you want to say you've done it, but you don't actually enjoy the thing. And what we really wanted to say to you was, you have to learn to fall in love with the type 2 fun, which is the the process of doing it. So if you want to be an author, fall in love with writing. And if you fall in love with writing, You will do it every day, and the product will be book. If you want a successful business, fall in love with talking to your clients. Value it, fall in love with it, want to do it every single day.
And actually, that will become type 1 fun, right?
Yes.
Like you actually enjoy it in the moment. So it's the things that you don't enjoy doing that you learn to enjoy and attach great pleasure to doing them, that it actually becomes type 1 fun. So it's both fun in the moment and you are proud of yourself, can reflect back and go, yeah, I did that. And it used to be really hard. And now I look forward to it and I love it.
Which has become the gym for us.
I love the gym.
Yes.
There's still moments when you're like, should we go to the gym? I'm like, okay, yes.
But you know you'll feel good afterwards.
Exactly.
And you actually have fallen in love with doing it at the time.
Yes.
But that's the difference between those two different elements. Right. Now, before we move on, we have a message from Simon. If you were to say Simon's name in Spanish, it would be Simon Paine. So please welcome Simon Paine to the stage.
You like that a bit too much, don't you? I don't want to know what it actually means. It probably means something. We should probably look it up, shouldn't we?
No, it's just literally
It's
your
just-
name pronounced in a Spanish accent.
Okay, I believe you. Hello. How are you?
Hi. I was waiting for the audience to say hello then, but I realised you were talking to us. Hello.
They can't speak. They might be saying hello, but they're typing it or they're doing it silently. Yes, I have a few brief messages to share with you. Are you going to pop the slides up for us?
Already have.
Look at you. It's not your first rodeo, is it?
Done this before.
Firstly, a thank you to our sponsors from Camden, Chorley, South Ribble, Bridgend, West Berkshire, Brent and Uttlesford on behalf of North Essex Councils. These are the people that have sponsored the Rebel School Side Hustle course for their residents, and they've given us permission to open it up to the rest of the UK and the rest of the world and beyond. And even further than that, if someone happened to log on from a different planet, then these councils have said it's okay. And the reason for that being that their residents and all of us get the opportunity to figure out things like our beliefs, our values, our identity, marketing, social media, and how to start a business without spending any money. So thank you very much to them. There's a few opportunities coming up. So opportunity number one, my glamorous assistant, Alan, will press the button. If you go into the Rebel Business Support Group, there is a link inside there. It's a pinned post about Rebel leaders. This is something that I'm running an hour tomorrow evening. And this came from a conversation with Halima and also the lovely Angela from South Wales, who has already been running Rebel meetups for the business school. And what we're going to be doing is running an hour session of how to organize and run a free event that could be of value to your own business as well as supporting the Rebel community. So I'll be doing that tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. UK time. Next message.
And that's online, Simon. That's like in the Facebook group.
No, it's in my house. So I'm expecting people to fly from all over the world. Yes, it'll be on. I'm not going to tidy up. I'm sorry, guys. So it's going to have to be on Zoom. I haven't got time to tidy up at the moment. Yes, we're going to run it on Zoom. And if people sign up to the Lumen link that's in the chat, we can get you on that event tomorrow.
Nice.
Next message, please. My glamorous assistants is announced today, hot off the press, as a London face-to-face event, which will be in Brent, happening on the 1st of December. It's a daytime course, that one. So you can click the QR code if you're watching on YouTube, or the team will put a link in the chat if they haven't done so already. And I bet Fabian has, because that's the kind of guy Fabi is. And Anna and Herman and Ewan and Grace and all of the Rebel team are on it tonight. Super impressed. Next announcement, please, is we're also coming to Scotland. It's our turn to fly to you, Gail, this time. So the Scotland in-person events, there's two of them. One is happening in Stirling, starting November the 10th. The second one happening in South Lanarkshire. So looking forward to that one. And final message is thank you so much to everybody that has completed the case study form. And what we're able to do with that case study is share with our partners the impact that we're having. More importantly, the stories that each and every one of you have that have got you to this point. And even more importantly than that, is help you to promote your business. And I think like we are really grateful to receive those. There's still time. Please submit your case study, therebelschool.com/my case study. And there's a QR code there. And the final thing from me, and I'm going to hand you back to the Donegans, is this. For every single person that comes to a Rebel Business School course that doesn't fill out a feedback form, folks, just a reminder, a fairy dies. Okay, so any of you that have been here and you've not completed a feedback form yet, guys, I want you to save the fairies. Okay, thank you, Halima. And the reason for that, folks, is we cannot keep our programs free at Rebel Business School without your feedback. So when you close down the Zoom at the end, there will be a form, and currently we are quite neck and neck in terms of presenter ratings. Okay, so we do get your feedback on each of the presenters, and it's really, really close. Now, as you know, I don't value being competitive. I just want you to speak the truth, and we all know what the truth is, everybody. Okay, so please complete the feedback form. And in all seriousness, guys, apart from saving the fairies and giving me bragging rights over the Donegans for the next 12 months, more importantly, what this does is it helps us demonstrate to our sponsors the quality of our sessions, the quality of the support you get. And, but I want you to give us the feedback to help us improve too. Okay, so we honestly, the results that we've been getting is amazing. And I also know that there's stuff that we can do to improve. This is the first of these courses of this kind that we've done. Please help us make them better. Save the fairies. Back to the Donegans. Love you. Thank you. Bye.
Simon, asking for a friend. If I can't make it live tomorrow night, is it being recorded? Is there a way to catch up, or is it just a live session this time?
Yes, we are going to record it and we will make it available. I'm not quite sure of the mechanism. I would imagine we'll pop it on the. We're not going to be doing this on YouTube. So if you want to join us for the 1 hour session tomorrow, then you'll need to jump into our Rebel Business School support group and sign up for the link in there. But yes, we will record it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon.
I'm feeling really competitive now. I think I need to pull competitiveness down my list of values, right down below.
You definitely do.
Especially because Simon's going to beat us. Okay, what's next, Alan?
Right, so normal programming has resumed and we are back to the alignment levels, and one of the most powerful ones of all, which is beliefs. Beliefs. A belief is something you hold true. It's something that you hold as a fact of life or true. I believe whatever it is. I believe...
Oh, I thought you were going to drop a bombshell then.
Well, I don't know what to say now. I was going to say, I believe Lego is awesome. I believe Katie is fabulous.
Oh, thanks.
I believe the way to make progress on your business is to find alignment. I believe many things, and those are my beliefs.
We want to know what you believe about sales. So we're going to do a Zoom poll, and there's a link there if you are on YouTube or watching on catch up. But what do you believe? Do you believe sales is manipulative? People hate being sold to, so I should avoid it. Selling means pushing something people don't really want. Sales is a necessary evil to keep the business running. Sales is draining and hard work, or something else. And you can select more than one of these. So if you believe multiple of these, then please select the ones that you believe.
Exactly. So far, we've got 63%, 65% saying sales is a necessary evil to keep the business running. Isn't that interesting?
A necessary evil.
It's a necessary
so sales is still
evil.
evil, but I'll do it. Does that make me evil?
Stuart has voted something else. Sales is fun when you know how. Yeah, there's quite a few people say defo a necessary evil, which is interesting.
Gail said sales are slippery, slippery beasties, but that is an upgrade from ew. That's good. That is an upgrade. And sometimes these beliefs do shift in phases, right? Like you don't go from like sales is ew to sales is amazing. There can be a transition, and we'll come on to that.
Yeah, so we've got about half the people saying sales is draining and hard work, 64% saying sales is necessary evil to keep the business running, 24% sales means pushing something people don't really want, 22% people hate being sold to, so I should avoid it. If you have these beliefs, how do you think that affects your day-to-day life? I'm really interested to know, like, how do you think this actually affects your day-to-day life if you believe sales is a necessary evil. Teresa says demotivating for sure. Someone says I don't sell anything. Well, it's like, well, do you have a business then? You probably have some kind of product or a service. Rebecca says, well, I'm dreading the next day. Well, that's not good.
Morgan says there's a reason I work in the NHS, National Health Service, and not in the States.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it? So sales has got this really bad rep in so many areas of life. But it doesn't have to seem that way. And this is actually the pain I was experiencing in the very opening story. You remember the story about going to see Ed, my mentor, sitting outside and crying because I couldn't make the sales calls. This is what I believed. I believed sales was bad. I believed sales was pushing something on someone. I believe I had to persuade someone against their will to buy something. And I was pulling myself to pieces to be able to do that. And it wasn't until I started to reframe sales that I made progress. And Stuart put in the chat, sales is service. Sales is service. And it's interesting.
Has Stuart seen our slides?
I think Stuart maybe wrote the slides. So the very first reframe that I started to believe is sales is serving others. Sales is finding someone with a problem and then selling them something that fixes that problem and makes their life better. When I sell, I create value and impact. And I started to believe sales was a good thing.
And that was from reading the books. Like, how did you make that shift?
That was reading the books. And we'll come on to how to change your belief in a second. And then I started to really understand sales is helping people solve problems they care about. And then, well, if you believe that, I'm excited to go and help people fix their problems. Let me go out there and do it. And suddenly sales went from being something that I dreaded and was forced to do to something I was excited about. And a belief is just an idea or thought that you hold as true or fact of life. And actually, sales is neither of these things. Sales is just the story you make up about it. Because a belief is just a story we tell each other about it. And sales is neither good nor bad, it's just a thing. And then we make up a bunch of stories about it. So I'm going to give you an analogy for beliefs to think about them. So I want you to think about a belief as a tabletop. The belief is the tabletop, and the legs of the table is the evidence that you have that that belief is true. If your belief only has one leg, how stable is your belief? Well, you can knock it over very easily. If your table has 12 legs and they're all very strong, that belief is solid. So some of you who have said belief is a necessary evil for keeping the business running, well, you've probably got evidence to prove that belief is true. And then what we need to do to change the belief is to take out those table legs so you don't believe the belief as strongly, and then find a new belief to replace it with. That's how you deal with beliefs.
Because it's all about aligning your beliefs with that vision. And if your vision is to have a successful, thriving business, well, you need to sell. So you have to believe positive things about sales if you wish to have that vision come true. Or have an extraordinary amount of pain along the way, and we don't want you to have that.
No, and Sinead says in the chat, a belief is a thought you think for a very long time. That's exactly it. It's like a perpetual thought that keeps coming back to you about a subject. And then we look for evidence to back up our beliefs. And this is called confirmation bias. And we all do it. We all have a belief that maybe people are good. And then we go out into the world, someone's nice to you and go, see, look, people are good because someone was just did something nice. Or other people have a belief that people are bad. And then someone does something like they knock someone over or they're in a rush and they go, look, I told you all people were bad. That's called confirmation bias. And we look for evidence that backs up our beliefs.
You inherited most of your beliefs. They come from your parents, from society, from the people that you hang out with. And did you ever stop to choose what your beliefs were? Did you ever stop to go, well, my vision is to have this thriving business that helps hundreds, thousands of people around my country, around the planet. I better believe things that back that up. Most people will say no to that. Like, it's not something that you're taught that you can do, but you can choose your beliefs and you can start to shift them.
But most of us inherit those beliefs from society, parents, other people, and we just accept what they say.
Yes.
But you get to choose whether you hold on to your disempowering beliefs or whether you choose empowering beliefs, because you can just change a belief if you want to. Levi says, yep, there's a belief that I'm stuck because I have evidence of that. So Levi has a strong belief that she's stuck, and then she has evidence to prove she's stuck. And you can hold on to that belief, or we can try and change that belief. And you get to choose whether I am stuck is a belief that you want to hold on to and repeat, or whether it's something you want to change.
Or you might be thinking, well, how do I even know what my beliefs are? Because sometimes they're these sneaky little things, aren't they, that are just in there at the back of your head, and it comes out at the moment. You're like, where did that even come from?
So we have a few ways to uncover beliefs that will help you, and we're going to guide you through these. The first way is journaling, which is writing things down. We'll show you how to do that. Second is discussion, chatting to other people about business, money, all those different things.
Oh, this one I love. Visiting your parents, asking them what they believe, and you'd be like, yes.
If you want to know where your beliefs come from, go and chat to your parents and say, so parents, what do you think about business? What do you think about money? And you will see the beliefs tumbling out. Chatting to friends can be a way of uncovering beliefs. Working with AI or artificial intelligence. There are belief surveys that you can download from online that will ask you questions about your beliefs. You can visualize success. You think about the vision you've got. And someone actually put in the chat, I visualized the future I wanted, but then I felt like a failure immediately. Well, there's a belief. You've uncovered a belief. So just visualizing your future and seeing what comes up will uncover them. And then the final one is questions. That's how you uncover beliefs.
So journaling is one that can be really powerful, and we have some prompts for you to help you to flush out these things, particularly around business and money, but you can apply this to any area of your life. So you can say business is or isn't, business can or cannot.
What did your parents teach you about money or business?
What's the purpose of money or business? And we put money/business here because you can apply it to one or both, and they're so interlinked often that it helps to think about both.
What's your biggest fear in relation to money or business?
How does money business bring you joy?
How does money business bring you pain? Not Simon Payne, you get to have him every Monday and Thursday. We're talking about actual pain.
And how do you talk about money or business with your friends or family? And actually, do you? Is it kind of a taboo thing that you've been taught you shouldn't talk about? And there's a belief in and of itself that, well, this is something that we don't talk about.
Annette on YouTube says, I've started to question some of the beliefs I grew up with. I'm working on changing it, and it's not always easy. No, it's not always easy, but I tell you what, it is worth it because it will change your future trajectory.
Yeah.
Conversation, chatting to people. You can ask your friends or your family or your partner, what did your parents teach you about business or money? Or what did you used to believe about business or money that no longer do? Or you could use some of the journaling prompts in questions, in conversation, to be able to talk to people. Just remember, be gentle. This is not an interrogation. Be nice to the people around you. If they feel relaxed, they'll tell you what they really, really think. Shell on YouTube says, I'm going to have to rewatch this so I can note all these down. Yeah, Shell, you can either take a screenshot as you go, or we'll be putting them in the notes when Simon and the Rebel Gang work on the notes, so you'll have all those in the future. Next up was a belief questionnaire. This is a belief questionnaire I took, and at the time I took it, my top 3 money beliefs were, if I get rich, everyone will want something from me. If I really strive for wealth and don't succeed, I'll feel like a failure. And money can cause a lot of problems. And I had more legs than you could believe for that one, because money had torn my family apart. My dad went bankrupt for £3.6 million and gambled away the family home. It caused divorce, it caused family rifts. I had more evidence for that belief than you could possibly imagine. But do you think someone with this set of these three beliefs would do well at saving and investing? No.
I say no, Alan.
The answer is definitely not. Like, I really, really struggled and I was in pain until I started to change these beliefs. Bibiana says, you did it. Yes, I did. But I did it because I changed these beliefs, and then it made it easy to work on my finances and my business. And once you identify your beliefs, then you can choose to change them or keep them.
Because some of them will be useful, right? This is not like changing all of your beliefs, changing all of your identity. It's consciously and intentionally saying which ones will help you and working to strengthen those and change the ones that are not helping you.
So quick questions for you to put in the chat. Number 1, have you ever taken the time to examine and discuss your beliefs? Number 2, what is some of your strongest beliefs? And number 3, if there was one belief you could change, what would it be? We'd love to know. There's 3 questions for you to think about. Tell us, have you ever taken the time to examine or discuss your beliefs? What have you thought about them? We'd really love to know what you think. Corinne says, yes, with the Extraordinary Life course, she's examined her beliefs and worked on change them. I love that. Yeah, this is one of the things that we talk about a lot in creating the life that you want to live. Sebastian's been working on his beliefs for the last 5 years, which is phenomenal.
That's good work.
Eunice says, yes, money is evil. Go back to barter system. That's a belief that will definitely cause you pain. If you think money's evil, that's a belief that's going to make it really difficult to get ahead. Stuart says, I've started working on my beliefs. I've tackled about 2 out of 10, which is fantastic progress. But this is the work that actually makes it easier for you to work on your vision or your future. This is the stuff that makes it easier. And what we're really talking about here is reinforcing the powerful beliefs that you find. So if you find some empowering beliefs like, I'm good at business, I can do this, I can learn anything, then reinforce them because they will help you.
Add some more legs.
Add some more
Look
legs.
for more evidence.
Yep. If you find disempowering beliefs, then we change them. Sita says, most of my beliefs were families and they were rubbish. Yeah, I inherited a lot of negative beliefs. My mum used to repeat, money is the root of all evil, and then trained me to believe that, and then I would just try and get rid of it because you don't want something that's evil in your life. So we thought we'd do a little section on how do you change a belief to help you. Step 1, weaken the old belief. Ask questions that chop the legs of the old belief. Was this always the case?
We can apply this to money is the root of all evil, right? Like, is it always the case? Is there ever a time that money could be used for good, to help someone out, to donate to charity and to use money in that way?
To buy Lego and pizza?
Yeah.
So money is sometimes good. Are there times when it isn't true? Do people I admire who have the results I want to have in my life believe that money is the root of all evil? No. And then you can use an AI prompt and say, give me 10 instances where this belief isn't true, and you can start to really tackle it. You can ask the question, which is a super powerful one, what is the cost of keeping this belief? If I keep going like this, where am I heading? Because some beliefs will trap you in a life you do not want to live. And if you can connect pain to the old belief, even better. So connect pain to the old belief, and then after you've done that, we need to replace it.
So you said that do people I admire believe this? There's a different way of looking at it as well and saying, do the people that believe this have the results that I want in this area of my life? So the people that have repeated to me money is the root of all evil, do they have the results that I want to have? So just looking at it from the other side of the coin as well has really helped me as well.
Exactly. Levi said in the chat, I think I'm doomed anyway, though, no matter which path I choose.
Oh dear, there's a belief.
There is a belief. And also, that is the belief that quite often leads to depression. So if you believe that nothing you do can make a difference, then you stop trying. And that's when problems really occur. So that is a belief that is worth working on and changing.
So the first step is to weaken those beliefs that you have, and then you need to replace it with something. It needs to be something. It's not always necessarily like the opposite, but something that starts to move to where you want to be. So how do you replace it?
So how do you replace it? You choose a new belief. What do you think is a new belief that will help you? And then you repeat that belief to yourself, because a belief is just a story you've convinced yourself of.
Yeah.
And then we start to act in accordance with the new belief, which we call voting for the new belief.
So, for example, if your belief that you want to move towards is that you're good with money, well, I did my monthly finance meeting. I did my weekly meeting for my business. I have been tracking my spending. All these behaviours and actions that back up the belief that you want to have about yourself. Which identity is just beliefs about yourself.
Exactly. Then you discuss how that might be true. And then one of the best ways is to start teaching other people the same belief. And then you really commit to it. So this is the voting for the new belief, taking small actions for the new thing you're working on. And some of you might find this hard to jump from sales is a necessary evil to sales is wicked fun. That's quite a big
Just
chunk.
regress like 20 years.
I know. So we've got some bridging statements. So you might say, I'm learning to enjoy sales. I'm starting to have fun making calls. I'm studying how to be an expert in sales. And they're bridging sentences that will enable you to move towards the new belief you want to get to. Because sometimes your brain rejects.
It's going to reject, isn't it? If you trying to convince your brain like, no, sales is amazing. It's like, it will call BS, won't it, on that?
Exactly.
So you need to have that interim one that starts to get you there. Because so like Gail said in the chat, didn't it? She's gone from ew about sales to they're slippery beasties. Like that's a step in the right direction, and then it's like I'm softly catch the monkey.
Still not attracted to chase slippery beasties.
No, but it's better than being disgusted by it.
It is better than being disgusted. So I'm learning to love sales is a better way to move forwards. And then the last little piece of this belief that we're talking about here is you become the sum of the 5 people closest to you. So if the 5 people around you believe the same thing, you will become the same thing.
And you might be thinking, well, how do I hang out with people that are doing what I want to do? Or like, if I want to change that? Well, sometimes you can find people, in the real world, in life. But often it could be books, it could be podcasts, it could be courses that you could go on. It could be other rebels in the group that you're working towards and working to believe positive things about business and about money. And
most of the people I've surrounded myself in my life have taught me things I've never met. They don't know I've existed. That sounds creepy. I didn't stand outside their house. I read their books and listened to their podcasts.
Well, you start to spend time with them, don't you, virtually? And this is what happened to me. Maybe quit out of this one. That when we first discovered the idea of financial independence, which means that you don't have to work for money if you don't want to, then I was like, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I had all these beliefs that came up of like, well,
I don't deserve this.
Yeah, why should I deserve to have freedom of time? Like, this is weird. All my other friends aren't doing it. This is unusual. I don't like it. And then a friend sent us a link to Mr. Money Mustache's blog, who writes about personal finance and financial independence and financial freedom. Basically, I spent all my spare time with this man. I was like, there was another person in our relationship for a long time.
I'm glad it was Pete. He's lovely.
He is lovely. He doesn't know who I was at that point. We're friends now, but he didn't know who I was. And so I spent all my spare time like reading his articles, going through his back catalogue, reading absolutely everything. And it was as if I had been spending my time with this person, as if he was part of my life, and he was. And I started to think like him. I started to believe the things that he believed. One of which was, why on earth would you not get on top of your money and figure it out and work towards a life where you didn't have to work if you didn't want to, for money anyway? Like, we still work. But it's just spending time with someone doesn't have to be in someone you know, and you showed that with the people that have influenced you.
Exactly. Margaret in the chat says, I live amongst people who are very negative neighbours and family who don't believe in anything I can do. That just makes my heart go out to you and go, we need to surround you with more positive people. And luckily, there are thousands of them listening to this right now. And there's the whole Rebel Business School community, the Rebel School community on Facebook and different places. That's why Simon was talking about meetups, to surround yourself with people who are working to create a better life. And that's what we all want to do together. So let's hang out together and work on creating a life we actually want to lead together. And it's difficult when you can't talk to your friends and family about this, but you can with a shared language with the people who are on this call, with the people who are doing the course. Community is such a powerful tool to bring us forwards.
We've had this when people have come to our Rebel Finance School meetups and they say, I feel like I know you. And it's like, well, you do.
You do.
You do. You spend a lot of time with me through the course, through reading our stuff, through watching the videos. And that's just another example of it, isn't it? That you can hang out with people and it doesn't have to be like in the traditional sense of hanging out.
Exactly. So the bit here we're saying is if you've got an old belief, the more you try and persuade people of the old belief, the more you reinforce it. And I have people who come in the course who try and persuade me that their way of thinking is the best way of thinking, and they're literally fighting for the problems they have. So the key is to get out of that and to ask yourself, would you rather have your stories or your dreams? Would you rather have the vision you came up with, or would you rather hold on to your own story? Because you can't have both. Either let go of some of your beliefs and have your vision, or fight to keep the beliefs you have. Which would you prefer?
And any answer is okay, isn't it?
Yeah, Sarah looked up from her notes. She's like, why have they gone quiet? Yes, I was staring at you, Sarah, going, which do you choose, your dreams or your stories? I was actually staring at everyone at that point. All right, Katie, an identity.
Identity is beliefs that you hold about yourself. It's things that you believe are true. It's stories about yourself that you tell yourself. And Henry Ford, you may have heard this quote before, he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And this took me a while to get my head around. So I drew a diagram to help me to understand.
Obviously, Katie
This
drew a
is
diagram.
how my brain works. Perhaps it will help you too. So if you think you can't do something, then you're not going to try, are you? Like if you don't think it's possible for something to happen for you, you're not going to do anything about it. In which case, failure is guaranteed. You're not going to achieve the thing because you haven't tried, you haven't done anything towards it. So then you get to go, ha, see, I was right. I told you I couldn't. It's true.
Confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias. I'm looking for reasons. It's like, well, of course, it's not true. I couldn't do it. I was right about this. Whereas if you think you can, you're going to work at it. You're going to put the effort in required. And success is possible. It's not guaranteed. It is possible. Like nothing is guaranteed in life, but if you don't show up, then there's
Guaranteed failure.
Yeah, well, failure is guaranteed, but success is not. And then you can go, ha, I was right. I had some success. And then it becomes this virtuous cycle as opposed to the vicious cycle of thinking you cannot do a certain thing. And it's really helped me to understand the power of that quote and the power of believing whether something is possible or not as to whether there's any chance that it will happen.
So what we really want to say to you is don't choose beliefs that are right. Choose beliefs that help you live the life you want to lead. Because I don't really care whether something is right or wrong. I care whether it helps me to live the life I want to lead. That is the huge, huge thing that you want to do. Whew. You okay?
I'm doing good.
How are you doing out there? Are you alive? Are you with us? If you're on YouTube, put some kind of letter in the chat to show me what you're feeling.
A letter.
Bibiana said she's okay. Caitlin put why. That means yes, she's here.
Not
Gail
why
gave
you
us a
asking me.
pineapple. Thunis gave me a whole bunch of letters. I love it. Peter and Hannah are still here. Okay. So people are alive. You're okay.
I do want to pull one thing out. Gail said, I did Rebel Finance School for the first time 2 years ago for personal finance, and you taught this there about like beliefs and what's holding you back. She said, my very last loan repayment and credit card payment was yesterday, and I have some invested. This stuff makes a huge difference. Gail, that is amazing. Like,
give Gail a round of applause, everyone,
Thank you
for
so
getting
much.
out of debt and doing it. That is incredible.
It's amazing. She's done the work. Like, it's not like an overnight thing, is it? She's like worked on her beliefs, worked on what's holding her back, and now she's got the results to show for it. And it does. It can take time, but it's absolutely possible, and Gail has proved that. Thank you for sharing that, Gail. That's amazing.
Now, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to stay up to date, please hit like and subscribe. And if you know anyone that you think might like the course, please share the link with them, because we're working on helping as many people as possible. Now, a little bit here, there is a belief that is one of the biggest beliefs that come out of the belief survey we do every year at Rebel Finance School, and people say it takes money to make money. And there are some consequences to this belief, and the consequences are you won't try, because if you believe it takes money to make money, well, I don't have any, so why should I bother trying?
Which is this idea of the deleted clause, right? Like, that's quite a fancy way of saying there's part of the sentence that is the consequence of believing that's deleted, but it's kind of there but not being said out loud. But when you say it out loud, it helps you to understand it more. So it takes money to make money, and then, well, I don't have any, so why bother?
And we just wanted to say you don't need money to get a job. They give you money. So it doesn't really take money to do that. You can just go out and get money. You don't need money to start a business. You just need an idea, and you need to be willing to do it. And that expression, it takes money to make money, was actually written in 2000 BC by a Roman playwright, and it was in a comedy. It was a joke that it takes money to make money, and yet it is a serious belief that is shared by people around the world right now, and it was written as a joke 2,225 years ago. And you can't believe how these things even started. And what we say is, well, that belief it takes money to make money leads to people saying, well, I can't start until I have money. And well, maybe what we should say is, I don't have money because I haven't started yet. And that then frees you to get going. So start where you are, start with what you have, surround yourself with positive messages, and start working on building the business you want. Because it doesn't take money to make money. That's just one way of doing it. You can use money to make money, or you can use time to make money, or you can use energy to make money.
It's like this. It's part of the story, isn't it? It's not the full story. Like, yes, you
Exactly.
can use money to make money, but there are a bunch of other ways as well.
And to us, money is a store of energy. So you do your work and someone gives you money for that energy, and then that is like a store of energy that you can swap with someone else for another service or another thing.
So the key here is to stop repeating those beliefs, and the way, in order to stop repeating the belief, you need to be aware of it, right? Mm-hmm. So the awareness is the first step. So you need to start noticing when you're saying stuff like that and catching yourself, and maybe asking the people around you to help you to point things out like that as well, in a kind way.
Exactly. So stop repeating the belief, install a new one, try something on and change it, and really ask the question, what belief will help you to create the vision of your future? That is the key bit. What belief will actually support you? And if you don't know the answer, interview someone who's done what you want to do and ask them what they believe, and then try borrowing their beliefs. You can just borrow them, you can just adopt them, and you can start working on their beliefs. So we want you to choose 3 empowering new beliefs that you might have that will help you make progress, such as, I'm learning to love sales and marketing, or I'm learning to love Simon Payne. Maybe you're not. Maybe you've already decided about him, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm in the yes camp.
Okay.
You don't need a bridging belief for that one. We can go straight. We can go straight to.
And then we've got, do your beliefs line up with your vision? This is going to be some of the homework for you to do, because we need to keep moving on this right now. So we're going to keep moving and go to the next section, which is skills. I have a belief that makes skills super easy for me. And my belief is I can learn anything. I truly believe I can learn anything. Given time, I can learn the skills of sales, I can learn the skills of marketing and all those different things. And that really helps you to make progress. So sometimes your beliefs unlock the layers beneath it.
And one of the key skills that you can have is kind of this meta level above that of learning how to learn. Like that in itself is a skill. And how did you learn how to learn?
I literally read books about it.
There's books about learning.
How to learn, how to be super quick at learning, how to read faster, how to do all these things. Naveen says, I believe I can learn anything, but math hurts. We kind of need to change that like clause at the end there, because if maths is painful, it's going to put you off. Yeah, we'll find a way to help you deal with that. We wanted to tell you there are 3 skills that will make your life easier as you go through all this. When running a business, number 1 is organisation. It's unbelievable the number of business owners I've met who have boxes of receipts. They're in a mess with their filing. They don't keep things in the right place. Like learning the skill of organisation, and it is a skill. No one is born good at organisation, will change your world.
And there's books to read that you can learn or podcasts to listen to about organisation. It's just a case of seeking out those things, aren't there? And they're often free, and there'll be YouTube things about it and everything.
Exactly. Then we've talked about learning to learn, and then the final one is health, energy. Learning how to manage your health, improve your energy will help you to make progress, because what we've learned is that most people don't run out of time, they run out of energy. So if you imagine it, you get to the end of the night, you've put your kids to sleep, you've made dinner, it's 8 p.m, you're exhausted. What do?
Get my phone out.
Get your phone out.
Isabel says go to work.
Oh, I love that. Corinne says go to sleep. Bibiana says Netflix. Drink coffee. Roseanne says Netflix. Work on my business. Margaret says Netflix. Yeah, exactly. Most people end up putting the television on or staring at their phone and zoning out. And it's not that they don't have time, it's that they don't have energy. And nearly all of us run out of energy before we run out of time. We do. We run out of energy, and then I'm like, I need to rest, but I don't want to. I have so much fun stuff I want to do. Sarah says doom scrolling and Disney Plus.
Oh, I do love Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is great, but don't do doom scrolling. So there you go. Work on your energy, because most of us have time, but we don't have energy. So if you can improve that, you will make so much more progress.
So the next alignment level is behavior. And if you remember back to what we said at the beginning of that example of, not you, of course, someone that you know that decided that they were going to get super healthy, they're going to eat the greens, they're going to go to the gym, they're going to do all that stuff. They were so focused on behavior. But if you've got all these things lined up, if you've got your identity lined up with your vision and where you want to go, if what you believe about the world and about that area of your life is lined up with where you want to go, if what's important to you is lined up with where you want to go, the behavior bit is just natural. If you believe you're a super healthy person that values health, values vitality, values having lots of energy, it's going to be natural that you do the things, do the behaviors every day that line up with that. It just becomes easy and effortless. But so often we bang our heads against the wall trying to change at the behavior level without working on those levels that actually make a difference, which is identity, values, and beliefs. Those are the key 3. The other levels are important as well, but those three are the key.
So stop trying to create change at behavior level and start flowing from identity, values, and beliefs down. The last level on the alignment level match is to look at your environment. Environment is a really interesting piece because it can make or break all this other stuff. How's your filing system? Where's your paperwork? How's your digital filing system?
Digital more so these days, isn't it? Even more than the paper filing system of can you find things? It just comes back to organisation as well, doesn't it?
Katie and I went to a very loud cafe to have our monthly finance meeting at one stage, and I was shouting to Katie because she couldn't really hear me. And I'm like talking about maths, talking about our finances, and then Katie talks back, and I have to say to her, "I'm really sorry, Katie, I can't hear you." And then someone turns on the coffee grinder. I can't hear anything. And then we're having an argument about our finances, and it's about the environment destroyed our progress. It's unbelievable how much impact your environment can have on you. And to give you one last example of this, I had a young guy that worked for me for a period, and he admitted that he was having struggle focusing. So I told him to show me his environment, and he had his phone on loud, continually pinging. He would work whilst he had the television on in the background, and he had more distractions pinging off around him with TV, music, phones, notifications. He couldn't focus on anything. And he said to me, "It's just my ADHD brain." And I'm like, "No, it's not. No one could focus in that room. I don't care what you say. No one could focus with the television on, with all this pinging. It would be impossible." And yes, there are real barriers, but if you don't remove the distractions so that you can focus on what you're doing, if you don't silence the television. Have you seen young people today watching television?
Young people today, they watch television and they've got a phone in one hand and the iPad in another and the TV on in front of them. Where's their focus? And then they say they can't focus on things. It's really challenging. So your environment will make a big difference. Final part of environment is who you're surrounding yourself with and whether they build you up or tear you down. I'm in the Simon camp.
And what we're really looking for is finding true alignment. So this is an example of what alignment might look like.
So the goal or vision is to build a business that serves the community and creates wealth for my family and me at the same time.
My identity. I can learn anything. I'm passionate about making a difference in people's lives, and I'm a passionate salesperson.
What's important to me, well, money and finances and sales as well, because every time I sell something, I get the opportunity to serve someone new.
Beliefs. Sales is a tool for creating change and serving people. I believe I have everything inside me to succeed.
I know how to create a website. I know how to run a mini experiment because I've been on Rebel Business School, and I am a thoughtful marketeer. Like, I know how to do marketing.
I love that one. And then the behaviours that flow from all of this. I take 5 sales actions a day. I track and manage my sales and spending, and I read 10 pages of a business book every day. That's the behaviours.
But this person is not forcing themselves to do that at the behaviour level because everything else above it is lined up that this just naturally flows from it. And actually, I feel inspired. I'm going to take 5 sales actions today because I can feel the energy of the alignment of this person.
Exactly. And then you've got environment at the end, distractions removed, desk set up, family supportive in giving me space each evening to work on my business. And if you've got everything in aligned, suddenly doing what you need to do becomes easier. Now, we started off by talking about blind spots and how it's very difficult to see your own blind spots, and that's why we talked about asking AI for help and why we have created an artificial intelligence tool for you to use to find those misalignments, those blind spots, and to work on them. And the tool is the document that you would have opened at the start, hopefully, the Rebel Reality Check, where you can put in all of the different levels you've got, the context document, and then you can upload that with the master prompt to your AI of choice, Claude, ChatGPT, don't care what it is, Copilot, Perplexity, anything, and ask it to help you find misalignment. You can download it from this QR code, but I would really love it if you had a go and then gave me feedback about how it went and what you experienced. That's what I would love to know. Peter and Hannah have asked in the chat, can you do a personal one and a business one? Peter and Hannah, you could actually use this one as a personal one. Just change the intake doc to be like, this is my personal life and here's my beliefs. And it would probably work. I am planning on doing one specifically for Rebel Finance School about money. And then we are going to launch one for your own personal life as well. And actually, that's on the latest blog article on my website. So if you want to find a version of this for creating your extraordinary life, I wrote an article about it yesterday because I ran a course yesterday helping train people on creating a version of an extraordinary life. But this is the business one, and it has all of the business tools in it that we've been working on. So I'd love to know what you think of this. Please tell me, because I can't improve it without your feedback. And remember, this is not a one and done process. This is not, I fixed my life and I forget about it. New beliefs pop up.
I can't just go to the gym once and then I'm fit and healthy.
No. So you might have to do this kind of thinking every 6 to 9 months. Like, what's my vision? How am I doing on it? Monthly check-ins to start making progress, some weekly reviews, and maybe even you could use AI to help you come up with your daily actions and what you need to do. Do you want to set this, or should we skip this one and go to the next one?
You can do it.
Okay. Last little bit here, which makes a huge difference on Rebel Finance School, is writing a letter to your business. I would love you to write a personal letter to your business. Dear business, I'm so excited about our future together, but you're not delivering the cash flow I want you to deliver for me. And it's almost like the business would write back to you and go, well, you're not doing the sales. Maybe you should deliver for me. But if you actually write to your business, it will be amazing the things that come out as you're talking to it. And this is one of the ways to uncover the beliefs to be able to use the tool. We have a closing message coming soon. Before the closing message, this is your freedom work, your homework for the week. And what we'd love you to do is 1, write a letter to business. 2, fill out the Rebel Reality Check document. Whether you're going to use AI or not, I don't care. It's where you can actually write the levels out and you will be able to spot some of your own incongruence, your own inconsistencies, and work on them. If you so choose, then run your answers through the AI alignment tool. Or take it to a real human being and discuss it with them. So you can do it that way as well.
And the instructions are in that, on the notes, aren't they, of how to do that?
And then the final bit, choose 3 empowering beliefs and vote for them this week. So I'm starting to love sales, and then I vote for that by making a call and trying to have fun. It won't always work, but you're going to give it a go. Keen Bean homework, journal about money.
Business.
Journal about business. Business is, business isn't. Fabi's laughing because he spotted that I said business, finance, money. Shut up and move on, Alan. The next one is the values exercise, which is uncovering your values, what's important to you. And then the final bit, we'd love you to share what you've discovered. Whether it's with a friend, in the Facebook group, with Simon, we don't care, but please share it with someone. Share what you've learned. Now, in an effort to save fairies, here is the what do you think of this workshop thing. So to save fairies, please fill this out now. If you're on YouTube, scan the code. I think Fabi and the gang will put it in the chat, but we actually want to know what you think of this workshop because it helps us to improve it every time we do it. Okay, Thursday, Simon's doing the Q&A. Simon is in charge again. If you've got any questions about this subject, please use this form for the questions and Simon will answer them on Thursday. And then next Monday, we have an incredible new session about using AI to improve your business. So how to use artificial intelligence to speed up your sales, grow your marketing, and increase your business. And that's next week with Yusuf. It's going to be a fantastic workshop, so please join us for that. Closing message, Katie.
Change starts from within. Stop trying to change your behaviour, because your thoughts shape your reality. And once you have your identity, your values, and your beliefs lined up, then you are going to be unstoppable. So please stop trying to change at the behaviour level.
French toast is impossible to resist. Trying with willpower, you will fail. Change your identity and you won't even be tempted. And the exciting news about all of this is within your control. You can be whoever you want to be. So try on some new beliefs. Start aligning your inner world and progress will become effortless.
Because the world will not change. Unfortunately, it's you that has to change. It's me that has to change if I want my world to change. And spend as long working on yourself as you do working on your business, and you will be an absolutely unstoppable force of nature for good, for your community, for your family, and for the people around you. And that is an exciting future.
So you have made it to the end of week 8 of the Rebel Business School. Tell us what you think. Give yourself a pat on the back for making it this far. You have done a fantastic job. Congratulations, everyone. It's one heck of an evening. Peter and Hannah says, thanks for the session. Alan and Katie, lovely to spend the evening with us again. Lovely to spend time with you as well. We absolutely love running this course and helping you to make progress. And that's our entire purpose, is to unlock you to be able to live the life you want to live. What a session. Can you believe it?
I can.
Can you believe it?
I have a belief that I deliver great value to people. So I
think
do
you
believe
do.
it.
I think you do.
So shall we say goodbye to the YouTubers?
YouTubers, thank you so much for coming. Simon, Herman for doing the chat. Shell Soul from Scotland. Dawn is here as well. There was Philip, Heart of England Tutors. Simon Spark. There's
Annette.
so many people on YouTube. Annette. Thank you all for coming. YouTubers, goodbye.